everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited. Today's video we will be ranking my 10 newest eyeshadow palettes. So this goes pretty back. It's pretty far back. So I was watching a declutter. I think it's by, her name is like Porcelain or something like that. I don't really know. I don't really watch her. I only saw her video because she was doing a declutter and I was like, oh, I want to watch it, and that was it. So I'm not really sure, but she had mentioned, she was like, oh, I just talked about this in my like ranking my 10 newest palettes, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea. So here we are. Yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's just get started. We will of course be going from least favorite all the way to favorite, and then we also just wanted to mention I didn't include any palettes that I got in like subscription boxes or anything like that, and I obviously didn't include anything that I decluttered or got rid of. I feel like all of these, I feel like my 10 newest, these are pretty accurate. Like I think there might have been like one or two eyeshadow palettes from subscription boxes in between these, but that's it. Like I don't think there was any that I hated and like got rid of, you know what I mean? I think these are all pretty accurate as far as me purchasing them. So yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like this is hard because I wish that I used all of these palettes for months and months and months each, but it's so hard because I obviously have so many that I just couldn't. So I'm going based off like first couple uses, and I know that's awful, but I feel like usually for me, I'm pretty good at judging if I'm gonna love an eyeshadow palette, and that goes, the real truth is it goes, which one do I want to reach for over all the rest, you know? And so, yeah. All right, number 10 is of course the Kylie Jenner pressed powder palette. It's the bronze eyeshadow palette. I shouldn't have bought it, and I'm actually glad that I did, because again, this is one of those products that like would be bothering me in the back of my mind, like always like, ooh, do I try Kylie palette now or what, or wait for another like palette to come out, or do I pay full price or whatever. So I got a really good sale on this. I think it was like 10 bucks or something crazy like that. It was a great deal because it's originally like 40 something. And that's okay, you know, it's just not something I'm going to use a lot. I might move it to like my makeup kit or something. The problem with these is that they're overly pigmented, where they just are powdery and they're too pigmented, so you like, poosh, and you're like, what do? Blend out quick. So it's kind of a really odd formula. It's a little bit more of a dry formula. I like something a little bit creamier that just is buttery soft. And then the shimmers in here, I'm glad there's only two, number one. Number two, this shade is just such a weird like deep shade. I wouldn't, it looks like lighter on camera. It's a super bronzy kind of shade, and I just would never wear that on my lid. I like something like light like this one, so whatever. This is a good inner corner shade here, the shade Quartz, but that's really it, because again, on my lid, they're not shiny, shimmery, or anything like that. So it's kind of just like meh, and you move on. So this is, I have a little drawer thing next to me right here, and I have all my palettes that I want to use more, or like all my Colourpop palettes are in there because I use them the most, and all my newest palettes are in there. Every single one of these palettes, except for like a few, are in that drawer, and this one just didn't make the cut because I just didn't want to use it, you know? I probably should put it up there though, just to get my final thoughts on it, but I think I'm pretty set on not loving it. Same with this palette here. This is the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. I honestly should have went with my gut and just given it away when it was brand spanking new, or sold it or something, but the shades in here are really nice. Formula, Too Faced Holiday Formula is superb. It's 10 out of 10. I just don't love the shades in here as much as I thought I would. I'm a neutral girl. That's what I am. And so I love the tones in here. Like I love those deep purples and the like hot pink or whatever. I hate this light pink. I don't know what I'm going to do with the orange. This brown is like not caramel enough. It's a little bit too light of a brown. And then the shimmers in here, I'm just never going to use. This purple, the gold is a lot of gold, and then the white is white. So it's kind of like, it's just a basic palette for me. Not basic in the sense like it's boring. Basic in the sense like it's you need more to it, you know? It's like you need more to it basically. And of course, like obviously this is a mini version of the big version, so I should have just known, but I didn't use my brain. So now I have her. And again, the formula is banging. The formula is amazing if you are interested, but yes. All right, next is the Colourpop Boudoir Noir palette. Now, this one is not one that I've used a lot, but I feel like, you know, that's a big tell for me because this is the new shiny toy. This is probably my newest palette. It's 100% my newest palette. I got it for Christmas. And like, why would I not use it a lot? It's just because of these shades. They're not my favorite. My brother did get it for me, so I'm really excited. And of course, like I will use it and love it for the rest of my life. But it's just not 10 out of 10. The shades are a little bit, you so they're not my cup of, like, not my everyday kind of thing. I really love the shimmers in here. They picked really nice shimmers. I like this gold. It's a little bit more of a deeper gold. Like, it's a mix of a bronzier gold, not so much yellow. And then I love the shade called Good Night. That is so beautiful. And so it's a really nice palette. I love Colourpop's formula. I love the browns over here, and I love the greens. I just, you know, it's a special occasion kind of palette, and so I don't use it a lot. And that's why it's kind of at the bottom here. It didn't like wow me when I first used it. Again, it's a shiny toy. That says a lot that if I'm not using it, it says a lot if I'm not using it, you know? As beautiful as it is, if I don't use it, then I don't use it, you know? It's not a favorite. But I'm so happy that I got it. I'm so thankful that my brother got it for me. Because again, that's another one of those palettes where it's like, it looks beautiful online. Do I dare? And so it kind of haunts you and you're like, did I miss out or whatever? So, yes. All right, next is the Too Faced Salted Caramel Eyeshadow Palette. Now, I did really love this palette. I feel like it just is me in a palette. I love these tones. I love these oranges. But I think that, like, I really fell in love with being in love with oranges, because for a while I was using oranges all the time. Like, every fall came around, I was just like, oranges, delicious. But this time of year, I'm going a little bit more neutral or a little bit deeper, whatever it is. I'm just not using oranges as much. And so this is all orange. I just have to push myself to use it more though, because I love the formula. I love this deep shade. The shimmers in here are perfection, buttery smooth. Everything about this palette is literal perfection. Too Faced, again, their holiday formula, 10 out of 10. And so I just need to use it more. But when I do use it more, girl, she might move higher. Now again, it goes into one of those things that, like, I know I love the formula, I know I love the shades. Why am I not using it? Because I don't love the palette. Whatever it is, the combination of shades, whatever it is making me not use it all the time. And so it's like, it kind of just goes to show you that even if you feel like it ticks all the boxes, it might not tick all the boxes, you know? All right. What was that? That was number 7. That was number 7. So number 6 is this one here. This one's a fun one, and it's exciting that it's a little bit higher than some of my other palettes, some very high-end palettes, some drugstore palettes, whatever it is. This is the Amuse Cosmetics 6-color palette in the, what is it? It's just a 6-color palette. It's in, I think it's number 1. I'm not sure. When you go on there, you'll see it. But it comes with 6 different shades here. I love this palette. I don't use it. I probably only use it like twice, but I really love how good the quality is for a whole $1. It's so good. And like, once it becomes like, I guess, you know, I could use these tones now. I just have to move it up to my drawer because it wasn't in that drawer. But when I really want these tones, it's such a great palette to get the perfect look, because everything in here is so spectacular, and you don't think that it will be because it's $1. And the shades are stunning. The formula is beautiful. I really, really love this palette. And although it's like, you know, not when I still use, I don't use every day, I do really love that. It really bumped it up for me. That was only $1, and that the formula is amazing. So I know, kind of cheating, but it kind of knocked it up for me. All right, next we have, oh, my back hurts. Next we have top 5, my babies. I'm so excited. This is also not, obviously it's my most recent 10, so it's not talking about all the palettes in my collection. Very few of these will make it to my actual favorites of life, you know what I mean? So I have to be very particular of this year coming up in what I'm purchasing, because I found that I have so many favorites, but like, even as much as I bought, like, this is my most recent 10, very few of these are going to be favorites. And like, so I have to really watch what I'm buying. I need to yell at myself. Bad. All right. Lucky number 5 is Miss Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie. So I'm really excited that I picked this up. I love Laura Lee's formula. It is so good. It's so underrated. Let's get real, but it's so good. You know, people don't like her, so of course they don't like the formula. The only problem I have with this palette is how light the tones are. I feel like it's a light palette, you know, it's a nude palette, but they're so light that it's like hard to use a lot of the time. But these shades in here are absolutely stunning. The shimmers are beautiful. The pressed glitters, I guess they're pressed glitters, I don't know if they are, but they're so beautiful. And everything about this palette is literal perfection. This shade down here, Exposed, delicious, so bomb. Love her formula. She does something so right with her formula. Creamy, smooth, so buttery, easy to blend. Again, the problem is like that this shade is white. The shade is white on me. These shades are white on me. They're all like super light on me, and so I need a little bit of depth. So of course they have like these down here, but this one isn't super deep either on the eye. So I need to like mix it with another palette, but I really do love the formula, and I'm so glad that I mixed this up. This is another one though. This is another one that, like always, I never wanted. I was like, it's gonna be too light for me. Like, I already know that. I know I love something deep and rich, and this is not that. But then it was always like, do I buy it? Do I buy it now? And then it was at TJ Maxx, and I was like, I have to buy it now, you know? So glad I picked that up for sure. Number 4 is another exciting product. This is the Colourpop The Mandalorian eyeshadow palette. So freaking cute. I just used this yesterday actually, and I think this formula is a little bit powderier. I think it might be greens though. They might be hard, to get, to work with, but they're so beautiful on the eye, and I love like all the shimmers in here. Literally, they picked the perfect shimmers. Like, green is scary and you're kind of like, what do I even do with green? But they made this so easy for you, especially the shimmers here. It's literal perfection. They picked like a silvery kind of green that like kind of has a green shift to it, but it's mostly silver, so it's very wearable. They have a lighter kind of green here that's just beautiful. If you just throw in some the brown shades in here, then the green, it's so pretty, and then you're still wearing green. And then the gold, of course, is absolutely stunning. And then the white, I love. It's like it has a shift to green in it, so every time you wear it on the inner corner with a green look, so stunning. I really love this deep matte shade here. It is very, very powdery though, so you have to be really, really careful. And then I really love this dark brown as well. I wish this middle mint green wasn't so mint. I wish it was more of the same tone as this, except lighter, because it's kind of hard to pick a green transition shade, honestly, because this is so minty that it kind of just doesn't match as well. You can see what I mean? Like, it's super, super minty. And so I wish it was another color kind of shade, but other than that, 10 out of 10. I love this palette. I will love it for the rest of my life. Green is my favorite color in the whole wide world, but I don't wear it a lot. I love that palette though. All right, top 3. I've been talking for a while. And yeah, top 3, Pat McGrath Mothership eyeshadow palette. It's the Rose Decadence. This one kind of gets bumped up automatically because of how expensive it is, and I know how sad that is, but it's just so true because it's so expensive, so bougie, but I really love this purchase, so I was kind of like, it's one of my favorites, I love this formula though. Oh my gosh, I'm stabbing it. Crap, I just stabbed the crap out of it. All fixed. I do really love this palette. I love the 2 mattes that they chose. Of course, this is not a huge variety of shades. You have to use another palette with it if you really want to get another variation. But I love the shades that they chose because you can easily throw this one in the crease, easily throw that one in the outer corner, and then all the shades work with it so well. I love it so much. I think even just a 2-tone look going with that could work, going with that, anything like that. It's just perfection, and I love the formula so much. And I really hate that I love the formula because she's expensive, girl. She's expensive. But, I do love the formula. I do love the palette. I love the packaging. Love everything about this palette except the price tag. But I believe it is on sale right now. I don't know if when I upload this, it'll be on sale. I know when I'm filming this, someone said it's back in stock and it's still on sale. So check your Sephora. See if it's there. All right, top 2, baby. Nudie number 2. Could you have guessed anything? Could you expected anything less? I do really love this palette. I wish I could use it more. Obviously, it just depends on the day, the look, whatever. But I love this palette. These tones, so delicious. Patootie, so beautiful. I love low cut as well. These 3 shades are absolutely stunning. I hate these 2 shades because they're pasty white, and I hate pastels. I'm not going to use pastels ever in my life. But the freaking shimmers, Cheeky and Nudie, oh my gosh, guys, they're so beautiful. Skimpy's beautiful as well. These are the 3, and they're so delicious. Buttery smooth, so blendable, so pigmented. Literally the best formula. Okay, not the best, but definitely top 3 formula. This formula, Colourpop's formula, Too Faced Holiday formula, Pat McGrath formula. Those are all up there for me. This is doing it for me, girl. Doing it for me, girl. BH Cosmetics formula. I think that's top 5 right there. It's doing it for me. It's so amazing, so beautiful. I hope she comes out with a really she has this nudie line, so obviously there's your more nudes, but I hope she does a rich line or something like that, where it has all these deep, delicious shades, because she does them so well. Her formula for them are so beautiful. And I know in my other what is it called? Sleigh Bell. The Sleigh Bell eyeshadow palette. She has some deep shades in there that are delicious. So I really love that one too. All right, number 1, could you have guessed? Of course, Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. I've talked about it in my favorites all the time. Every time I rank, this is number 1. It's so good. I love this formula. Wish I could wear it every single day of my life. Obviously, I can't do that because I have 20,000 eyeshadow palettes, but it is an amazing formula. I do really love it. I think it's so blendable, so smooth. Oh, look how delicious. That just was 1-2. I love it. I love how pigmented it is. My only gripe, I say it every time, that there's 2 purples, 2 greens, and 2 pinks. That really irritates me. I wish they had some champagne shades. But I really love the mattes in here so much that it kind of beats it. The smell is so delicious. I love this palette so much. Definitely a harder ranking. I guess it's kind of easy because I knew what was where. It was just like kind of the general vicinity. I knew what was top 5 and bottom 5. The rest of them kind of really didn't matter. But yeah, I have like all my Colourpop palettes too, which I'd like to do a ranking of my Colourpop palettes. But I'm trying to rotate through them and use them all a lot so I really can get my opinion. And so that's the problem. I'm trying to rotate through all my top 10 newest palettes. I'm trying to rotate through all my Colourpop palettes. I'm trying to rotate through my neglected products. I'm trying to post videos for you guys that include like eyeshadow looks, and so it has to be a specific eyeshadow palette. Jada. Today I'm wearing the Beige Sugar Cone eyeshadow palettes before I added that Too Faced shade, and I love this palette so much. Like, I'm trying not to use that one every day, so it just goes crazy. But definitely let me know if there's any palette you're like, hey, let's do 3 looks. I can definitely do that for you. Maybe the Pat McGrath one next. I don't know, we'll have to see. I have a look done for Nudie for Tootie, but no more than one, so I don't know. You have to let me know what you guys want to see so that I can make sure to do that one, because if I'm constantly sitting here like maybe this one, it never gets done ever. Like, literally, like, imagine doing the 3 looks for all of these. That's a lot. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I don't have my iPad in here, so I don't have a quote for today. I will throw it in at the end, and bye, guys.